Epic Film Guy Justin here at the 2014 RoberCon Science Fiction Convention. What we're doing here today is we're asking the audience what their favorite science fiction and fantasy movie of all time is. Join us on the fun, guys.
Favorite science fiction film, I'd probably have to say Godzilla. It's a classic. It's set up the whole giant monster genre. Well, besides King Kong 32, but it's great. You can't beat it.
It would probably have to be Serenity for what it meant to Firefly as a whole and to end the series on that note and all the things that happened at the end of that movie. So definitely Serenity.
Oh, well, that's really tough, but, I guess I got to go with Star Wars.
Quite obvious. I would have actually thought Wrath of Khan, but...
I'll be the Twilight Zone series. That was a really cool series. Yep, Rod Sterling. Can't beat that.
Now, we know you're actually making a movie called Tales of Dracula. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
It's kind of a, throwback to the old original classics, Boris Karloff, Bela Lugosi, and we were really careful about lighting it. We went with the Rembrandt lighting, and everything was like sets, practical makeup, very, very little, animation in the film. So as we can see, we have some slides kind of going on here. We're promoting it here at the museum. We actually did film here in the museum. This was actually Dr. Frankenstein's Chateau. It's just going to be really a fun film for everybody that loves classic horror films.
My favorite science fiction movie, it's not sci-fi, but I'm going to have to go with 13 Ghosts, clearly. Because it's just awesome.
My favorite science fiction movie of all time, I'd probably have to say is Ridley Scott's Blade Runner. I think that it set a precedence that was far beyond its time. He was a world builder. Just the philosophies and the ideas in it still stir up questions, and people steal from that movie all the time, what we see in present day. But I'd have to say that's my favorite.
And my favorite science fiction show is Doctor Who.
Probably Labyrinth, but it's hard to pick a favorite.
I'll go with Buckaroo Banzai and Across the Eighth Dimension.
Mine, older school, Logan's Run. Logan's Run, the idea of you could only live so many years, and then to control population, they were cutting people off at, I think, 30 or 35. I can't remember which one the age was, but they went into an incinerator and made a big... I'm sure you're familiar with the film, but it was quite amazing at the time. I just remember being a teenager when it came out, and I just blew my mind to think about that. It's like you don't think, being in a rural area, you don't think about overpopulation and those type of issues as a kid, and I thought it was a neat way to explore that issue.
I've got a bunch. Logan's Run is great too, but my all-time favorite, I think, so far, haven't seen Zero Theorem yet, but Terry Gilliam's Brazil. It's got to be one of the best future dystopias. I love all that kind of stuff because I think the future dystopias have something to tell us about now. I think we're kind of living in a dystopia right now, worldwide.
We're not going to count Star Wars. It would have to be the Alien series.
The Alien series, is there one particular film out of the series that's your favorite?
That's hard because I would have to say I like Aliens 2 better with the more military side of it opposed to the horror thriller side of the first one.
Well, I can tell you one that scared me the most was The Fog, because when I was a kid, when it first came out, there would be a patch of fog that would arise in the morning. I was always afraid to leave the house because I was afraid the pirates were going to get me.
Well, I'm a Star Wars guy, but that's kind of cliche, so we're going to skip that. But, I mean, Star Wars came to my mind right away. But, Brazil, excellent. Blade Runner. I know you said my favorite, but I mean these are the ones that are coming to my mind. Blade Runner, Planet of the Apes. They're all fantastic. But like I said, I am very partial to the Star Wars saga.
It's hard not to love Star Wars, I have to say.
I mean, I'm getting a little warm and fuzzy inside just saying it.
Probably have to go with Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Why Lord of the Rings trilogy?
I was a really big fan of the books, and it's just all sorts of exciting.
All sorts of exciting, just like today was here at RoberCon. Thanks so much for joining with us today. Well, that wraps it up for us here at the 2014 RoberCon Science Fiction Convention. You've heard what the people think. We want to know what you think. What is your favorite science fiction or fantasy movie of all time? One lucky commenter on this video will win an official Epic Film Guys limited edition t-shirt. Keep that in mind when you comment. Tell your friends.